Welcome back to All About Money, where we cover everything finance and business. I am Chloe Fong. Joining me today is Charles Dozy, the Asia Pacific head of ConsenSys, a company diving into the so-called Web3. Charles is also a Hong Kong long-term resident who used to work with the SAR government in the Fintech area. Welcome to the program, Charles.
Thanks for having me.
So let's now also talk about the NFTs market. One thing that particularly interested me a lot is that how NFT is closely related with the gaming industry as well. So can you share with us how this connection works, why it is closely related with the gaming industry, particularly, for example, in some Southeast Asian countries?
Absolutely. So video games are really popular. There is billions of players every day. And essentially, it's the first form of digital societies and digital life for many of us. And what's happening is there is a very deep transformation of the video gaming industry, essentially leveraging the new technologies and creating new universes. And what we start to see as a very strong signal is video games which exist only within your computer and within one brand and within one story, for example, will start to essentially morph into what we call the metaverse. And any asset you would own within a game, the players really want to be able to essentially starting to trade this asset, starting to bring, for example, a sword or a bicycle or a very powerful digital car, and bringing this digital car from one game to another game, or being able to exchange some trophies or some points from one game and benefit from this point into another game. And this is exactly what blockchain is bringing to this world of gaming. It's the composability. And the concept of composability is that you can build your own product and your own gaming experience, but you can also build it next to another game or within another game, and there is this concept of composability of your game. So your game is also connected very deeply to another game via some NFTs, which allows you to bring digital assets from one game to another. And it's very successful here in Asia, since Asia is one part of the world where video gaming industry is doing extremely well, and players are very natively embracing the NFT technology, and really are asking the game editors to bring this additional functionality. So the progress and their life within the game can essentially kind of transfer into other games and transfer into metaverse. So all of this starting to interact and interlink together, and it's creating a new, very interesting experience for all of us. And the gamers are really the explorers and the first mover in this space.
Right, and I also know that in some, for example, in Philippines or some other Southeast Asian countries like Indonesia, the gaming industry is also developing fast. Particularly, that was powered by the NFTs development. Some people can earn more money from the gaming to be the professional player. So can you introduce a bit about that part as well?
So the editors and the market came to players with new concepts, and one of these concepts which you described just before is what we called play to earn. So indeed, with the mix of blockchain technology and gaming, you can start essentially to provide some rewards to the players. And some of these players will spend hours and hours playing those games to essentially harvest some digital tokens. And these digital tokens have a financial value. So they can then essentially trade them back for real money and get essentially a digital salary, which they can then spend to pay their rent or buy a coffee or just get a living. And one example of that is the Philippines, where we see a massive use of digital asset and blockchain in general, with MetaMask among some other products. And one of these famous games is called Axie Infinity, which is an illustration of this concept of mixing NFTs and video game to create a play-to-earn experience where we have people organizing themselves in teams to essentially win on those games, working together and sharing the rewards of NFTs among the team. So it's very interesting ways to see how societies is creating new experience and is essentially bringing an economic value to some people, for example, in the Philippines, but all around the world, an economic value within their digital life and digital experience. So the play to earn is a phenomena to definitely watch, and it illustrates very well the convergence of the gaming industry together with the blockchain industry.
Right. And I am also wondering, will this kind of a phenomenon of play to earn also apply, say, in Hong Kong or on the Chinese mainland as well?
Absolutely. So in Hong Kong, if you look at the statistics in terms of search engine searches, metaverse, for the keyword metaverse, Hong Kong and China are popping up in the top countries and cities where there is the search and curiosity for this topic. What we observe in Hong Kong is a very fast adoption of this NFT phenomena. Since Hong Kong has been a digital society for many years, we know we have a very high quality internet connectivity. People are using mobile phones and several mobile phones. So it's a very natural progression for any citizens of Hong Kong to start to experiment on blockchain and NFTs. In the mainland market, we start to see NFTs with specific to the mainland market, which are called over there digital collectibles, which will be also very popular within all the brands, essentially leveraging all the benefits and all the capabilities of NFTs within the Chinese context. So allowing the users to buy these NFTs with fiat and online payments, and essentially starting to exchange them, but making sure it remains a safe purchase and not too speculative.
Right. I know that on the Chinese mainland is definitely a huge market as well. And in Hong Kong, we also see the developing trend. And now let's also talk about the market status of NFT in different regions in Asia, ranging from, for example, Hong Kong, South Korea, Japan, Chinese mainland. So what are the differences between these different regions? Are the market status also varies?
The differences are coming mostly from the content of the NFTs. What is interesting to see is that, for example, in the sport industry, different parts of Asia, should it be Japan, Indonesia, Philippines, Hong Kong, or China, will have interest in different sports, and we see NFTs around sport growing very quickly by the major players over there. Should it be in basketball, in soccer, or even cricket? So that's really how things are differentiating. The regulations are also coming in place, so it gives some kind of framework for this industry of NFTs, and also the user experience is improving. There is more and more what we call Web 2, so traditional internet companies starting to migrate to Web 3, the blockchain-based internet, and
right.
starting to offer NFTs to their users.
Okay, and also let's talk about the market development in China. Actually, in recent time, China is also trying to promote its own digital assets, the digital yuan. So I wonder how would these two different, different systems would interact with each other between the NFT ecosystem, which the blockchain will be in this case, will be the Ether. And how would it affect the digital yuan's development, and how will these two interact with each other?
I think we are really early days in this phenomena. So indeed, the central banks of China, PBOC, has been very active on the central bank digital currencies, the ECNY, to essentially upgrade the way the currency is distributed within China, and we see also some other digital phenomena such as the NFT coming up. So all of these phenomena are early. I think we want to give the time to the regulators, to the market, to see how they will associate. But there is no competition, I think, coming. These are very different topics. On one side is the world of digital collectibles. On the other side is essentially the payment infrastructure. So I'm sure they will find the right way to interact over the coming months. Again, it's new, and everyone is making sure everyone is going in a safe way for both of those topics.
Right, and I know that you previously also worked with the SAR government in the fintech area. So I wonder how would this new concept of Web3 and NFT, the new blockchain system, would help boost the fintech market as well in Hong Kong? What is your vision in this area?
So Hong Kong has been striving in fintech for many years. Essentially, fintech stands for financial technologies, and Hong Kong being an international financial hub, starting to mix traditional finance with technology is really bringing a lot of value and momentum. Blockchain is one part of the fintech ecosystem here in Hong Kong. Blockchain applies to different industries, but we have also in fintech in Hong Kong startups which are specialists of artificial intelligence applied for finance or other sectors. We have also fintech startup around the insurance industry, fintech startup around cybersecurity. So there is a really rich ecosystem which is growing strongly here in Hong Kong. And what blockchain brings is essentially a connectivity between these different capabilities, as well as a new settlement layer and some kind of upgrade of technology, which sits on a blockchain where you can start to connect much more businesses and activities. So it comes back to the concept of composability by moving a lot of the assets in Hong Kong for the financial industry, but also for the art industry, for example.
Right.
Moving them on the same technology, it will work together much more efficiently.
Right, we're definitely looking forward to the trend of how different elements interact with each other and then become a more holistic industry and ecosystem. Thank you so much for your insights, Charles, the Asia Pacific head of ConsenSys, also the author of BlockCon. I'm Chloe Fong. We'll see you until next time.